Mhm. Good afternoon, dear researchers. I'm Iryna Khomytska, an assistant teacher from Applied Linguistics Department. My co-author is Vasyl Teslyuk, Doctor of Science, Professor of Computer-Aided Design System Department. The theme of our report is the multi-factor method for authorship attribution on the phonological level. Anonymous texts in the Internet have always been a problem for researchers. In the case when the anonymous information doesn't bother, it can be negligible. But in the case when it does bother, threatens, harasses, and is inappropriate, the author of the anonymous text must be identified. In other words, the authorship attribution must be performed. To ensure high test validity of authorship attribution, three main aspects must be considered: the language level on which the author is identified, the method appropriate for the chosen language level, the general style markedness of the text under study must be determined. In the research, the phonological level has been chosen because its number of elements is unchangeable, its structure is more strictly arranged, and it is easier to formalize it than the other language levels. The analysis of recent publications has shown that the most efficient methods for authorship attribution are the methods of mathematical statistics. These methods are applied in the research by Koppel, Agamon, Schler, Penbaker, and other researchers with accuracy of 90–95%. It is topical to enhance the level of test validity. The mentioned researchers haven't proposed a combination of most efficient statistical methods. In this research, the combination of the statistical methods, which ensures high level of test validity, has been proposed. These are the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, the chi-square test, and the student's t-test. The novel approach of the research consists of application of the developed multi-factor method. The purpose of the research is to improve test validity of authorship and style attribution. The multi-factor method is based on identifying the author by the difference of values of general style markedness between the two texts by different authors. The algorithm of the multi-factor method is as follows. Two English texts by different authors are transcribed. Two samples of consonant phonemes with sample size of 51,000 phonemes are formed. The consonant phonemes are united into consonant phoneme groups, which are an authorial style differentiation criterion. The three factors, effects, style-based factor effect, topic-based factor effect, and authorial style-based factor effect, are determined by the established considerable differences with the help of the proposed combination of the statistical methods, the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, the chi-square test, and the student's t-test. To apply the student's t-test, it must be proved with goodness of fit test that frequencies of occurrence of consonant phoneme groups follow the law of normal distribution. The Pearson's test and the simplified Romanovsky's test are chosen as goodness of fit tests. Using the student's t-test, the considerable difference between the compared texts is revealed by the difference of values of mean frequencies of occurrence of two texts compared. Using the Kolmogorov-Smirnov's test, the considerable difference is determined by the difference in absolute value between two empirical functions of distribution built for two texts. With the help of the chi-square test, the considerable difference is determined by the difference between the number of frequencies of occurrence of consonant phoneme groups getting into the ith interval of J text and the sample size of J text multiplied by the general relative frequency of getting into the ith interval. The style factor effect is established in a comparison of texts of two different styles. The topic factor effect is determined in a comparison of the texts of two different topics. The authorial style factor effect is revealed in a comparison of texts by two different authors. From the three factors values, the average is calculated, which is the general style markedness of a text. The authorship attribution is performed by the difference of two values of general style markedness determined for each author. The goal of our research to enhance the level of test validity up to 97% has been attained on the basis of the developed multi-factor method using the proposed combination of statistical methods applied on the phonological level. The developed multi-factor method has been coded on the Java programming language, which is cross-platform. The structure of the developed program system is based on the modular principle, which makes it possible to easily modify and improve the program system. The structure of the developed program system consists of modules of sample formation, statistical processing the texts, determining the general style markedness of the text, and text differentiation. The example of menu of the text and statistical test choice is on the slide. Next come classes of the developed software responsible for transcribing a text, forming a consonant phoneme sample, calculating phoneme number in groups and portions, and performing text differentiation by the statistical tests. Next come results of the research represented in structures for phoneme calculations in groups and portions, as well as results obtained by the student's t-test, the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, and the chi-square test. On the basis of the developed multi-factor method realized on the Java programming language, the following results have been obtained. The results are presented in the next 5 tables. The values of general style markedness have been obtained for the text from poetry by George Gordon Byron, Thomas Moore, public speeches by Barack Obama, Donald Trump, newspaper articles by David Webster, Susan Logan. The authorship attribution has been performed by difference of values of general style markedness. the highest author differentiating capability has been established in the dorsal phoneme group. This means that the author can be identified in this sole group instead of 8 groups, which simplifies the whole procedure and makes the process more automated. The results of the research show that the greatest difference is in the comparison Barack Obama and David Webster. Less difference is in the comparison of Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Susan Logan, and still less difference is in the comparisons Donald Trump, Devin Webster, Susan Logan. And the least difference is in a comparison Donald Trump, David Webster, and Susan Logan. The results of the research are presented in the table. Conclusions. The conducted research has made it possible to draw the following conclusions. The novel approach of the research consists of applying the developed multi-factor method based on the difference of the values of general style markedness between two texts by different authors. The proposed combination of powerful statistical tests, Kolmogorov-Smirnov's test, chi-square test, and students' t-test, has ensured the enhancement of the level of test validity up to 97%. The greatest difference has been established in the comparison of texts by Barack Obama and Devin Webster. The highest author differentiating capability has been revealed in the group of dorsals. The authorship attribution can be performed in this sole group, making the attribution process more simplified and automated. The results of the research can be applied for author identification in the Internet, for anonymous texts, in the judiciary, for legal documents, wills, and witness evidence, in science field, for papers having one or several authors, in the bell-letter style, for unknown pieces of writing, in any life sphere, for plagiarism detection. The prospective development of the research can be considered in the 3 main directions. The first one, the developed multi-factor method is based on a combination of non-parametric methods. The second direction, the developed multi-factor method is based on a combination of parametric methods. And the third one, the developed multi-factor method is based on a combination of parametric and non-parametric methods. The presentation is over. Thank you for your attention.